Hello there, and welcome everyone. Today we're fishing an upland stream in the Chattahoochee River drainage because we're targeting Chattahoochee bass for the Georgia Bass Slam. The Georgia Bass Slam is a program the Georgia DNR has to recognize anglers with the knowledge and skill to catch different species of black bass in different habitats across the state. Another reason or purpose of the Georgia Bass Slam is to stimulate interest in the conservation and management of native black bass and their habitats. Georgia has 12 native species of black bass, but for the purpose of the Georgia Bass Slam, only 10 are eligible. And the DNR did that because some species are so similar that most anglers would not be able to identify them in the field. That's why largemouth bass and Florida bass are both considered largemouth bass for the Georgia Bass Slam. And they did the same thing with spotted bass and Alabama bass. Both species are considered spotted bass for the Georgia Bass Slam. Again, the DNR did this because these fish not only look kind of the same, they can also hybridize and backcross, so identification is pretty much impossible without genetic analysis. To achieve a slam, anglers have to catch at least 5 different species in a calendar year. 5 is the minimum number required for a slam, or you can try to catch all 10 species on the list. Chattahoochee bass are only native to the Chattahoochee River drainage above the fall line, and there are only 3 native species of black bass in the Chattahoochee River drainage. The Chattahoochee bass, which is the upland species, the shoal bass, and the largemouth bass. 3 non-native species of black bass have been introduced to the Chattahoochee River drainage. Alabama bass were first documented in the upper Chattahoochee above Lake Lanier in 1970 and have spread throughout the drainage, hybridizing with the native Chattahoochee bass and the shoal bass. Smallmouth bass were illegally introduced to the Chattahoochee River below Morgan Falls Dam around 20 years ago, but you won't find a catchable population of smallmouth bass there today because there's been widespread hybridization between the illegally introduced smallmouth, the native shoal bass, and the other 2 non-native species in that part of the drainage, the Alabama bass and the spotted bass. Spotted bass were first documented above the fall line of the Chattahoochee River drainage in 1968. That's why spotted bass and their hybrids are more common in the middle Chattahoochee River drainage. Today, the Chattahoochee bass is locally extinct throughout most of its former range, but we're going to be fishing one of the last areas that hasn't been heavily impacted by land use changes or the illegal introduction and spread of non-native species. In this video, I'm fishing with my friend Brett. He made the really nice custom spinning rod that I've been using in all the videos, well, up until the last one, because I broke one of the guides and cracked the insert on the tip. Brett has never caught a Chattahoochee bass, and I still need one for the Georgia Bass Slam. Chattahoochee bass are an upland species of black bass, and they feed primarily by sight, so you always want to target them when the water's clear. In this video, conditions are pretty much ideal for fishing, so I hope you like it, and thanks for watching. Uh-oh. I messed up. I caught one before you. Well, there's the target species, folks. The Chattahoochee bass. Amazing. You can see that red coloration in the soft dorsal, the anal, and the caudal fin. And he's also got some really nice spots there in those 3 fins. See you, buddy. That looked like a little one. Oh, he's got him. Oh, yeah. That's the right kind. right, awesome. Good job, man. First Chattahoochee bass on the old Texas rig. Oh, he's got one. Number 3. That's a better one. He's skinny, but he's longer. Oh well.
That one has some black on it.
Like the little melanistic spots. That was a good bite. I thought that was going to be a nice fish.
I'm having to give them a little longer than I like.
Got that one. Does that look like the one you just caught? Oh, you said it had a melanistic spot.
Yeah, some black on its, I guess
yeah, this is a different one. But it's still a Chattahoochee bass. They've all been pretty thin so far. Whoa! I want to see that one. We're going to have to put that one on the board. That looks like a 10 or 11 incher. Brett just caught the biggest Chattahoochee bass of the trip so far. Good job, man. That's a beautiful fish. I'll measure him for you real quick. He's right at 10.5 inches with the mouth closed. But I think they've got to be 10 inches for an angler award, so that qualifies. Do you want to release him? Okay. Good job, man. That's a really nice Chattahoochee bass. Anytime you get one over 10 inches, that's really an impressive fish.
Did you see him run after it and hit it after I missed it?
I saw you set the hook, and then I saw your rod double over under the boat. Like, yeah, so I guess...
I missed it, and I was watching my worm, and he come back up and hit it again.
Now, Brett's using the same worm I am, but he dyed the tail of his chartreuse, so I don't know if that made a difference or not, but I caught a fish out of that hole, and it wasn't a 10 incher. It was a lot smaller, so I might be dyeing my worm chartreuse here if he keeps catching the bigger fish. Okay, he's not quite as big as Brett's, but that's a pretty good one. He's close to 10 inches. Took me a while to get over here to a spot where I could stand. Just under 10 inches. Oh, there he goes. I just caught my best one. Jeez, that's got to be the most beautiful bass there is. Of course, I'm partial to the Chattahoochee bass, but that one's right at 10 and a half with the mouth closed. Almost 10 3/4. Beautiful. See you, buddy. Oh, man. Oh, God. Get the net. Nice. He's almost 11. Good job, man. Let me get. That may be the biggest one of the day that we see. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, see ya, buddy. Another nice Chattahoochee bass. See you, buddy.
Hey, buddy.